Hey guys, and welcome back to Thinking Out Loud, where I challenge perceptions through education and humour, empowering others to be more disability confident. Today, as you can guess by the title, is our proposal story. So, for those of you that are visually impaired, Grant is sitting to my right.
Hello, how's everyone?
And he's basically going to be telling the story. We got some really exciting news. This is a proposal story like no other. Dum dum dum! No, not really. Ours is not traditional, and you'll find out why in a minute. But I did allude to this a few years ago when I wrote a blog post about, what's it called?
Bridezilla the Proposal.
That's it. I never actually explained how Grant proposed because I think one day we did know we were going to sit down and chat to you guys about it. I will leave the blog post link below. But let's crack on with the story and stay to the end because we've got some exciting announcements. Well, okay, so at time of recording, I'm going to put you on the spot. How long have we been together?
I'm terrible at this. Is it 4 years? Or 5? 4 or 5, yeah.
4 or 5?
5.
Is it?
Yeah.
Go on.
5
Is
years.
that your final answer?
Final answer, 5 years.
Ding ding ding! 5 years!
Good at this.
When did you propose?
I proposed to you on my birthday, so I won't forget the date. That's a very clever tactic that I use. So guys, remember to propose on a day that you can remember as it's significant to you. And that way you can never get in trouble forgetting.
I like your logic.
It's good.
Yeah.
Because then you can always have the backup plan, well, it's my birthday, why didn't you remember it for me? Instead of it just being, well, you forgot our anniversary. It's like, no, it's my birthday.
But a proposal, I don't know, this maybe is controversial, but for me, a proposal is not as significant as maybe like your wedding day.
Yeah,
So
but
if
it's
you
your engagement day, isn't it? When how long you've been engaged, people remember that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I guess, I honestly believe that if it wasn't on your birthday, I'd forget too.
Yeah, I'd forget all the time.
Last year, we had our anniversary, and we both forgot.
We did.
That's how good we are. So we're not the type of people to be all romantic, lovey-dovey and mushy.
No.
So I think either way, I guess as long as you don't forget my birthday or the day we get married, I guess that's pretty good. Everything else is up to you if you choose to remember or not.
If I can remember.
Do you want to explain how you proposed and why you proposed?
Well, I proposed on my birthday as I didn't know what I wanted for my birthday, so I was just sat on this sofa and I said to Sassy, you know, I know what you can get me for my birthday, because she kept feeling bad that she didn't get me anything, and then I got down on one knee and said, will you marry me? And that's a very classic me way of proposing. It's not overly romantic in sort of, you know, at the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Daniel and Lauren.
Or, you know, going on a cruise, or, you know, proposing underwater like unfortunately that guy did someone.
Well, he's an idiot because he drowned.
And he didn't, yeah. So, you know, it's not overly
Well, at least
romantic.
I didn't lose you to a proposal story.
No, I could have fallen over, hurt my knee as I was bending over, but no.
I know you're tall, but you're not that bad.
It wasn't somewhere overly romantic, it's just in our house, in our living room, but it's significant to us as we're very much sort of like home birds, aren't we?
Yeah.
Now, we're after university, sort of to going out all the time. You know, we spend a lot more time at home, happily, you know, listening to a podcast, reading a book,
falling asleep on the sofa like we did last night.
Like a couple of old people.
We did as an extra kind of proposal story, even though you had proposed at this point. We went out back in the summer and we went for a picnic with our friends Lauren and Daniel. Hey guys, because I know you're going to be watching. And took the girls, Grace and Ida, on a free run. And so we're having a really nice picnic. We did bring wine, didn't we?
Yeah, we did bring some.
You proposed to me again with a Haribo sweet.
Yes.
And it was really romantic because it was out like in the forest and really glorious sunshine with our best friends. Yeah, that to me is an extra proposal story, which I think is super cute. Like, absolutely loved it. But I loved the way you proposed at home because it is just us.
Yeah.
And the one thing I would say though, which really annoyed me, is that you didn't get given a ring box.
No, it was just in a little bag from where we got the ring from.
Obviously, you can tell them all about that if you want to, but I practically forced you.
Yeah. So, the proposal in the forest was another thing, as Sassy then, a few months later, like nearly a year later actually,
I think it was.
you said, why didn't you propose to me in the woods, where we always have a picnic? And I'm like, what? was like, yeah, why don't you do that? And I was like, well, I already did propose to you at home, you know, it was like for us, it was our sort of like very us as a couple. So I was like, yeah, well, I wanted it to be there as well. And I was like, all right then. So then like when we was just out and we had some Haribo with our friends, I was like, yeah, I'll just take this opportunity to propose again. So then she can have both proposals so she can stop whinging at me.
In fairness, just the other day, so Grant's changed jobs and you were working late the other day, and we had this really nice romantic meal plan, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then by the time we got to it, we'd gone shopping, we picked up a couple bits just for the house, and then it was like, so do you want to put dinner on? And then you were like, yeah, okay. And I basically could tell in your voice you weren't up for that.
No.
So I said, well, should we just have a bowl of cereal and crackers for our dinner? And you're like, will you marry me? And I was like, of course I will.
Cereal and crackers and cheese. It's a
Food of kings.
dinner for adults, that is. But no, the main reason that we proposed is because I didn't know if I was ready to get married, because I'm only 25 and Sassy's a few years older, aren't you?
Just a few.
Just a few. Which is basically badgered into it by Sassy. But it sort of helped me realise that, you know, what does it matter how old you are when you get married, as long as you're with the person that you love and you feel like you're ready to get married to, which we both are.
Yeah. So we filmed a video last year about my depression story, and that was kind of at its peak, at its worst point, wasn't it? But I had really bad depression in 2017 as well, and you and I talked, and when we first discussed that, and you said I'm not, you know, I don't feel old enough to get engaged.
Yeah.
I started to believe that it's because you didn't want to be with me.
Yeah.
And I got really down, didn't I? And I was, and you had to reassure me that it wasn't because you didn't see us being together for the rest of our lives. It was because you felt quite young. You didn't want to propose and think, was this the right time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was just sort of my own, like, sort of insecurities where, you know, there's no right age to get engaged. So I was like, well, screw it. I want to get married. We spoke about it before. Like, we already knew what we wanted and that we were sort of right for each other, in the sense that we both got the same end goals in life of, like, you know, how many kids you want, where you want to live, etc, etc. Well, we might as well get engaged now and have a longer engagement to help save for a wedding.
Yeah, and I think that's worked out perfectly for us, as Grant did propose at that time. Just so happens we're getting married, like, what, a few days after my 29th birthday? Yep. I've had some absolutely beautiful proposal stories, and I love the romance behind it. But for us, it was really, really unique and special.
Yeah, it fit us as a couple.
Yeah.
I think more so than anything else.
You'd actually bought me like a bunch of flowers and bought champagne as well, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
So, you know, after you had proposed, you then presented me with the flowers, and then we popped the champagne and was on FaceTime to all our family, telling everyone and showing the ring. So for us, it's not that you don't do grand gestures, because you do, but at the same time, you're not as open as I am in public. You're not the type of person to get down on your knee in a crowded restaurant.
I think a grand romantic gesture in public would be my worst nightmare.
And I knew that about you, which is why, I guess, you know, going back to the fact that you didn't have a ring box really pissed me off. Not because of you, but because I'm blind. And an audible thing of, let's be honest, I knew you were going to propose because we talked about it at length. And I even knew that you bought the ring. Do you want to explain that?
Yeah, when I went to buy the ring, Sassy was with me with a friend, Ellie, and I told that we already knew each other's ring size because we asked previously. But I told the lady in the shop, and she didn't believe me that someone could have that small of a ring size, so I had to get her to come in to measure her ring just so she could be making sure. But I think I didn't buy an actual engagement ring. I bought just a normal ring because they tack on like extra hundreds of quid just for an engagement ring, just because it's engagement ring and not just a normal ring.
Yeah.
So the woman didn't believe me how small your finger was, so you had to get you to measure it anyway, just so we could make sure.
Yeah. I think for us as well, what I find really hilarious about that is you and I are too savvy. Like, I told you, oh, I really, like, that's maybe this sort of ring I'd like or whatever. I was like, but don't search for engagement rings, just go for normal rings.
Yeah, because it's too expensive.
It is, like, I appreciate that you probably spent a couple quid on it, you know? But at the end of the day, I wouldn't want you to put a price tag on it just because it says engagement ring.
Yeah.
The fact for me means I probably know that no one else is going to have my engagement ring
Yeah, 'cause
because
it's probably like one that they do at a certain time.
Yeah.
Like, only for that year, like a certain design. But
yeah, it was customizable obviously to my baby fingers. So
teeny tiny thing.
my tiny fingers. So yeah, from that perspective as well, I knew it was coming. I didn't know when. It could have been months, but you were pretty good. It was only a few weeks later after you actually purchased the ring, I think, and after it arrived.
I think so, yeah.
But my biggest issue was the fact that you weren't given a box. You weren't asked if you wanted a box, and you
No.
weren't given a box. And I think
I imagine they charge you more for a box these days.
Probably.
I don't think most rings, unless it's engagement ring, they won't come in a box, I reckon.
yeah,
I don't know. Does anyone else know this? Leave a comment if you know if they all come in boxes or not, because I'm not 100% sure.
the movies always show this big dramatic, give down in one knee and open a ring box. But mine wasn't even to do with that. Mine was to do with the blindness. We were just at home with the radio on in the background and we were just chit-chatting away. And my thing was, how am I going to know if Grant's proposing? Even though I knew it was coming, how am I going to know? And I had it in my head that I would hear the snap of a ring box, and that's exactly how I knew. But I didn't.
No.
If I'm being 100% honest, if it wasn't for the fact that it was your birthday, I hadn't bought you anything. And I said, look, I'm really sorry, I didn't get you anything, you told me not to. And then you kind of edged your way forward to the edge of the seat. And it's like, well, I know what I would love as my birthday present. And then my brain just went 10 to the dozen and I figured it out. But I honestly believe maybe if you had have done it like in a restaurant, because
you wouldn't know. You'd be able to hear over the crowd or something like that, yeah. But I think the key that gives it away is the question, will you marry me? That's when you know you're proposing, not because there's a ring box. You don't generally just open a ring box silently, do they?
I know, but I guess because I've been excited for most of my life. So guys, that was our proposal story. It might not be conventional, but it definitely was us. At the time of filming, we've actually got 5 months left to our wedding. And the announcement that I was alluding to at the beginning of this was we have decided to do a blind bride series, taking you along of how I planned my wedding as a blind bride through my blog and YouTube, and basically just show you how it works. When we first got engaged, that was my biggest issue, is I went on the internet and I couldn't find anything of how you do this as a blind bride or how you do that as a blind bride. And I'm not saying my way is going to be perfect, everyone's going to choose their own way and how to do it. But for me, I thought it'd be fun to take you along from everything from cake tasting to trying on wedding dresses to our venue. So if you like that and you want to stay tuned, make sure you hit that notification bell and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment if you're visually impaired and planned your own wedding, or if you're recently engaged yourselves. Speak to you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.